But before we wrap up this edition of the Rock News Roundup podcast, I want to give you my tracks of the week, a couple of rock tracks that I'm really loving this week that I want to recommend to you. And my first recommendation this week is the new song from Biffy Clyro, A Little Love. I should have mentioned this on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. But Biffy, one of my favorite bands of all time. Oasis obviously is my favorite band of all time. But Biffy Clyro are up there for me. I love Biffy, Mon the Biff. Their new album, Futique, comes out in September. They released the first single, A Little Love. And again, it's just pure Biffy, right? It's got the guitar heaviness, it's got the riffs in it, it's got a great vocal from Simon Neil, a really catchy chorus that I love. Biffy, I have that tendency to build the tension with the riffs and the verse before breaking out into these huge choruses. And this new song, A Little Love, is very much vintage classic Biffy. It's just grown on me the more I've listened to it. So that's definitely one of my recommendations this week, courtesy of Biffy Clyro. A Little Love, the new album Futique, comes out in September. My next track of the week is courtesy of another British band that I love called Def Havana and their song called Lawn Tennis. They have a new record coming out called We're Never Getting Out. And I've dabbled in Def Havana's music over the last couple of years. Songs like Trigger, songs like Sinner. I love a lot of their songs. And they've had a lot of different lineup changes over the years, but it sounds like the brothers who lead the band have kind of got things together. And this new song, Lawn Tennis, it's not really a rockin' song. It's much more of a much more subdued song, but I really love the melody on this song. I love the vocal from lead singer James Vek-Golodi. I said that right. And I think this is going to be a really cool record coming out this fall. There's a lot of really cool records that we can look forward to this fall. So their new record's called We're Never Getting Out. The song's called Lawn Tennis. Again, more of a subdued kind of quiet track, not a big rock track by any stretch, but still really cool. So Def Havana and Lawn Tennis. And then for my final track of the week, I'm going to go back in time and recommend a song from Paul McCartney and Wings. Over the last couple of months, I've been listening to some audiobooks on Spotify, The McCartney Legacy, which talks about Paul McCartney's solo career and with Wings. I know a lot, pretty much everything about the Beatles' solo careers, but I don't really know all the intricate details and every step-by-step beat of the Paul McCartney and Wings story. So I've really been enjoying listening to the Paul McCartney Legacy audiobooks. And so I've been listening to them talk about Venus and Mars and the song called Listen to What the Man Said, which is one of my all-time favorite Paul McCartney and Wings songs. Features a great sax solo, features some other cool instruments in there, a great vocal from Paul, a purely pop, like a pop McCartney composition. I know, back in the day, Paul used to get a lot of flack for not rocking enough, but I think this is one of Paul McCartney's best solo songs from 1975 on the Venus and Mars album. I've been enjoying going back and listening to a lot of those solo McCartney hits from the Wings days, and this is definitely one of my favorites. So Listen to What the Man Said is my last pick for the tracks of the week.